So you've got the people, you've contacted them. If at all possible, you can telephone and email, but try to see if you can set up an in-person meeting. Fall break is coming up. Perhaps you're going to be in New York. Perhaps you're going home and you have an opportunity to meet in person. Don't force it, but throw it out there after maybe an initial call and see if you can do that. Use your script, ask good questions, and interview the people. Some people feel a little funny about networking because it feels like you're using people. Much more often than not, if you are genuine and you are prepared, you will probably find that people really like talking about themselves. Maybe some of you have experienced this. Maybe you've been networked when some people ask you questions. So before you wrap up from the informational interview, it's really helpful to make an intentional part of your conversation to ask, can you suggest someone else that I speak to? And even if you think you know nobody now, you probably know at least one person, and that person knows one person, and that person knows one person, and it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Absolutely send a thank you email. You would be shocked how many people do not do this very simple and straightforward task. You might be wondering, do I email it? Do I handwrite it? Do I type it? We suggest you email as soon as possible, not immediately. That's a nice reinforcement, again, first thing, but it wouldn't hurt, and it's nice to also send either a typed business letter or perhaps even a handwritten note using your best penmanship. Staying organized throughout this whole process is key. Some of you might be spreadsheet people, some of you might be just writing notes on the back of the paper, whatever it might be. Staying organized is key. So if you email somebody on a Monday or you email someone on September 1st, oh my goodness, it's October, what happened to that person? And hopefully by staying organized you can help yourself in that way. You might not want to hear this, but I've said it many times, you might have heard this. Networking and doing a job search is like having a fifth class. Even a little bit different terms is looking for a job is like having a full-time job. It is time, it is work, and so hopefully this process can help, and you've heard a little bit again from Jay. We're here to kind of coach you along throughout this process. It sounds trite, but have some fun when I meet these people. You're not in the hot seat like a traditional job interview as you go through these networking things, so try to make it a little bit fun. All right, zooming right along here to interviewing. Hopefully after you've done all this research, you've done this networking, you are going to land in a position where you can present yourself in an interview, hopefully in person, but perhaps on the phone. So I want to go through a couple of different things here. Big shot. Assess yourself first and you're going to benefit. Reflecting on your interests and skills and values. It's pretty obvious, however, in researching, you can go to the company's website, we certainly recommend that, but again, I challenge you to think beyond that. Try to read the newspaper, go to a journal, talk to people again during networking. To employers, candidates can sound pretty generic with their responses to questions, so in any way possible, if you can present yourself as a solution to their problem, it's much better. Not just coming up with generic things, specific ideas that you know you can cater to their environment. Remember, it's not about how the company or organization can help you, it's how you can help the organization. All right, so here you are on an interview. A couple different styles I want to briefly go through. Traditionally, kind of the most straightforward is the kind where you walk through your resume, tell me about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses, anything on your resume is fair game. Another type of interview style is more of a behavioral type, where they get into questions more about your character, your personality, your background, questions such as, tell me about a situation when, what would you do if, that type of thing.